What if you or someone you love needed daily care tomorrow? Bathing, dressing, transferring, our memory support. Most of us don't picture that in our 30s, our 40s, our 50s, or even 60s. But here's the truth. It doesn't always wait for old age. A stroke at 52, cancer diagnosis at 47, or a car wreck in your 30s. It can drain savings faster than most families imagine. So let me ask you this. If it happened tomorrow, would your family know the cost? What's covered versus what isn't? Because the answer might surprise you. You're watching Thriving Through Transition, and I'm Vicki, a financial advocate. I help people through various transitions in their lives, such as divorce, losing a loved one, taking care of a loved one, or retiring. And there's so many other transitions, job downsizing. But here's the reality. Too many families find out too late, and that safety net that they had thought was there isn't. I'll never forget a woman who called me after her husband was diagnosed with Parkinson's. They were a couple who thought they had done everything right. They had saved carefully. They thought they were prepared. But when he needed help with daily living, such as bathing, dressing, eating, or transferring, and she found out he was too heavy for her to transfer, they discovered the truth. What they assumed was covered wasn't. Within 1 year, their retirement savings had dropped 6 figures. Can you imagine? Years of savings gone so quickly. I bet several of you out there know people that's happened to. She said with tears, "We planned for retirement, not this." And she's not alone. I hear this all the time. I've seen it many times also. Families who thought they were safe, suddenly facing strain or financial hardship that they never expected. That's why I'm talking about it today, because being informed matters. So families aren't caught off guard or forced into a quick crisis decision, a knee-jerk reaction. That usually doesn't work very well. The cost isn't just financial, it's emotional, it's draining physically, and it can tear families apart. So let's break down myth versus reality. The myth? If I need care, insurance or Medicare will step in. How many of you have thought that? But the reality? Health insurance only covers doctors, hospitals, and short-term needs. Medicare? It covers hospital stays, short-term rehab, and some limited skilled nursing. What neither cover is day-to-day help most people need when a crisis occurs and lasts for a while, such as getting dressed, meal prep, memory support, or transferring someone who's too heavy for you to lift. That bill usually lands on you. And here's what that means. A few hours a week at home, or full-time support when you can't be alone. It means assisted living or a nursing facility if care gets complex, or having someone come into your home. Did you know in Texas, according to Genworth, care runs between $5,000 to $8,000 a month, and it's going up every year. That's another mortgage payment for many people, on top of the bills that you've got. And here's the kicker. Most people don't learn this until they're sitting in the hospital in the discharge meeting and hearing these words. Your insurance doesn't cover long-term care. It's like thinking you're strapped on to a parachute and you're getting ready to jump. And when you've jumped, you realize it's not the parachute, it's an empty backpack. Oh my goodness. Well, you're falling, you've got an empty backpack, and you're paralyzed. You're sick about it. So, some of you might be thinking, well, I'll worry about that in retirement. But hear this, it's not just an old age problem. Again, think about a stroke at 50, a cancer diagnosis in your 40s, or a car accident in your 30s. All of these mean months or longer of care. And planning isn't about fear. It's about options. It's about dignity and about your independence. And yes, it's about protecting your loved ones from burdens they never expected. Think about this. If you couldn't care for yourself tomorrow, would your spouse, your children, or your parents be able to help you? Would they be able to step in? And if they stepped in, would they be overwhelmed financially or emotionally? That's why this conversation matters. Having these conversations is so important at every age. So I want to talk to you about 3 steps you can take now so that you can prepare. Step number 1, know what's covered and what isn't. Don't wait for a crisis. Check your private insurance today, or if you're on Medicare, check that. And look at the fine print, read it, understand it, don't be surprised. Step number 2, explore your options. There are more tools out there than ever. Traditional long-term care insurance, hybrid life and care policies, structured savings buckets for care. I'm just mentioning a few. There's many more options. And the right option that looks good for you might be different for someone else. So what someone else is doing doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for you. But knowing what's available is the key. Step number 3, have the conversation or conversations. This is the hardest step that most people have, is having those hard conversations, but it's so important. Sit down with your loved ones, find out what they want, talk openly about it. And I know a lot of people, and especially older adults, don't want to necessarily talk about this, but it's so important. I'd like to give you a personal story that actually happened to my husband and I this year. Our son, he's single, and he's in his early 30s, and he was going to be traveling to another country, out of the country, and be there for about 6 to 7 weeks. And we thought to ourselves, oh my goodness, what if something happens to him? What do we do? We're his backup. And so we sat down with him, and he at first was very hesitant about doing this, and then we explained it to him that we don't know what to do if something happened to you. What is your insurance? What would we do? What would you want us to do? How do you want us to take care of you? We had this hard conversation, and let me tell you, at the end, we were very pleased that we'd had this conversation, both Carl and I and our son, because we knew exactly what his thoughts were and what he was thinking about, or what he hadn't thought about, or what he decided about. It wasn't easy at all, but it was necessary. That's the power of talking ahead, knowing what others want and what you want, if it's about you too. Because when you talk before a crisis, it eliminates a lot of problems and emotional stress. But if you wait till after the problem and you don't know because that person can't give you guidance, it makes it a lot harder. So please talk to your loved ones. You're not just protecting money, you're protecting relationships. If this made you stop and think, don't keep it to yourself. Please share, subscribe, or like below. And share it with a friend, because you don't know what they're going through or someone they know might be going through, and it might be extremely helpful. And if you want to see how this can impact your future, visit www.bfinancialpartners.net or call us at 832-698-2010, and let's talk through your options. You might not exactly know what you're thinking, but we can help guide you so you're not caught off guard. So here's what I want you to remember. It's not about Medicare. It's not about the type of insurance you've got. It's about planning ahead so you can protect yourself and those you love from shocks no family wants to go through. And always be financially prepared for today and the uncertainties of tomorrow.